What's up, everybody? Zandik here, back from the nerdmentality.com with another Blu-ray review, this time for a horror movie sequel coming out on January 2nd from RLJ Entertainment, The House's October Built 2. And if you don't know, these are found footage, documentary, mockumentary type films with a little injected plot where a group of friends essentially travel across the United States visiting different local indie haunted attractions, haunted houses, stuff like that. The first film focuses more on extreme haunts where the actors can get a little more hands-on and the settings and props are a little more gory and depraved and everything. And of course some traumatic events happen to the characters in the first film. And one of the characters, Brandy, doesn't want anything to do with traveling with her friends anymore to the different haunted houses. But of course, there's a YouTube video now, and it's got 12 or 24 million views or something crazy like that. And they're making a lot of money on it, and they need to make more videos with Brandy of her being spooked by these haunted houses, because everyone wants to have Coffin Girl visit their haunted house and everything. So to convince her to go along this time, instead of focusing on extreme haunts, which kind of makes the first movie a little more interesting, they instead go to more so haunted attractions. Like they go to a zombie escape the room, and then like a zombie marathon run, the one that takes place in Georgia. That's the interesting thing, is that all these places that they visit, besides like the ones for the one for the plot of the movie, the Blue Skeleton, or a Hellbent, if it's as it is in this one, they're all actual attractions that you can visit. So that's kind of interesting if you're into haunted houses. In the Halloween season, it does have a pretty giant focus on that. It's a shoot the rodeo movie. They basically go to these different events and attractions, film them, and then boom, instant production value for 85% of their film. But I mean, they have a haunted hayride in this one, but it's not till like the last like 40 minutes or so do they get to the place called the Chamber of Horrors, and that place is a little more depraved and extreme like the ones in the first one. And then the last 20 minutes or so, where they wrap up the actual plot of the film, of course has a nice little grand finale and everything there. But I mean, if you enjoyed the first one, and the first one was a little bit polarizing, the main complaint for this one is that the places that they visit throughout the course of the film are a little less interesting than the ones that they visit in the first one, especially if you're a fan of horror. I mean, most of this one takes place during the daylight. So, I mean, it's not a very scary movie. Even once even once we're into the finale of the film, it's not super scary. I mean, there's no cheap jump scares or anything like that either, which is a positive. But yeah, it's just it's a found footage movie, but found footage in the way that everyone has a camera. So you're getting so many different angles in so many different cuts that it's just edited like a regular movie, but all the different picture quality is different. So as far as Blu-ray goes, the stuff that's in HD on the cameras looks good. The stuff that's grainy and crappy looks grainy and crappy. But I mean, yeah, everyone has a camera. The bad guys have cameras. They have a drone. It's very much like the Blair Witch movie that came out recently, where there's so, like I said, it just feels like a regular movie, and there's no reason to have the found footage gimmick other than the fact that it is a semi-documentary with them visiting the real locations across the country. But if you enjoyed the first one, and if you have any interest in haunted house, I do recommend checking this one out. It's not bad. It's not the greatest thing ever, but neither was the first one. But I do enjoy them, and I think the best aspect of them is getting to see these haunted house locations and kind of taking that documentary aspect of it and putting the little horror movie plot into it. That's a pretty cool idea. So nothing wrong with them. No major complaints or anything like that. It does come with some special features and some deleted scenes. Deleted scenes included in the special features. There is an uncut projection scene, which is essentially something that's projected in the movie. You get to see the entirety of that as a special feature. the Halloween Spooks music video, and then Portrait of a Scare Actor, which is kind of like a mini documentary type thing on the different actors and stuff that, you know, populate these different haunted attractions across the country. But I would go ahead and give it a semi recommendation. If you are into haunted houses, check out the first one. If you like the first one, then check this one out. If you did like the first one, just expect the first 50 or so minutes of this one to just be not as interesting in terms of the places they go. Much more family friendly. But yeah, it's certainly not a bad film. It's worth watching if you're a horror fan, and the Blu-ray is pretty nice. RLJ Entertainment always does a solid job. And like I said, that's coming out on January 2nd. So check it out.